Okay, here we are with more Temur early sequencing. This time we're on the draw. Our opponent has Ether Pass. We have Ether Pass, and he goes Ether and he plays a Siphoner with 2 energy. And we draw a Spire Bluff Canal, so here's our hand. And so here we have this option between playing Cub or playing Servant. Playing Cub is interesting because right now, playing Cub would put us on 0 green sources because our Ether Hub, if our Cub doesn't get in, which is kind of a problem. But we do have the Whirler next turn, which should get us the energy back. So do we want to play this aggressively? Do we want to play this defensively? Generally in this matchup, I actually don't really like Long Tusk Cub. I side it out because you're really not the aggressor, and you have to. Their Long Tusk Cubs are better because they have Constrictor, so you want to really keep all their stuff off the board. If I play a Servant this turn, that does give me the option of potentially committing on the next turn, or playing any other 4-drop. For instance, if he plays like a Rishkar next turn, or if he plays a Rogue Refiner, then I'll just commit this so I can kind of stay in the game longer and not get overrun by this. It's kind of awkward because there is an argument for Cub because they do play 4 Blossoming Defense, and it's very likely that if I don't kill his guy this turn, if he has a Blossoming Defense, he'll like play a 2-drop and hold it up, or just hold it up. But because I really want to get mana going, because like not only is my Ether Hub going to be really awkward, imagine like if I play a Long Tusk Cub and he randomly has like an Essence Scatter next turn for my Whirler Virtuoso, then I don't have green mana at all. Not to mention, if I draw removal, I want to use it, like other than commit maybe, and I think that Servant gives me a higher chance of getting the Glorybringer in play on turn 5, or turn 4, sorry. So that's kind of the reasoning behind playing Servant here. And he draws a card, he plays in a tune, so he has enough energy to draw a card again, and he doesn't play anything else. He just plays a tune and pass, no 2-drop, and we know that he didn't have the attune at least on turn 1. So here, let's see what we draw. We draw Bristling Hydra. And so my options pretty much are play Commit or Bristling Hydra. Commit is pretty clunky, and actually this is one of the reasons that I went away from the Huey Jensen PGO Commit list, is I just played an Abrade instead because it's so bad against Sultai, which is popular now because of Blossoming Defense. And in this situation, Glintsleeve Siphoner is really good, but it's weird that it's kind of beatable because the Temur and Energy Mirrors are all kind of about card advantage matters, but tempo and finding yourself ahead is really the best thing that you can do. Interestingly enough, he could be not on Sultai, but he did get a basic Swamp, not a Mountain. And he could have be playing the Jabberwocky 4-color list and have a Harmless Lightning, which makes the Bristling Hydra worse, but this is right after the Pro Tour, and I figure that commit, is just not going to be safe based on the fact that he could have a Blossoming Defense. So this is, not really rocket science here, but I think it's pretty obvious that we're going to play the Bristling Hydra, and that is my early sequencing for this. Let's go ahead and just play this through. I actually didn't really see what happens next here. He's going to play another attune, so he's got a kind of clunky draw, and that's the thing is, he can draw extra cards on me, but if I'm just doing a powerful thing every turn, it's kind of the similar reason why Chandra's good but not insane, because, like, if you hit a card that isn't, like, an on-curve card, it's not as powerful, and here, I think it's pretty obvious that he's got a Blossoming Defense, but we just draw our card, and I'm going to play my Glorybringer. I'm sure of it. Attack and Exert. And we're kind of off to the races. Even though he's drawing 2 cards a turn, it's dealing him damage, and I have the active Hydra. So that's kind of why we want to get the Hydra in play on turn 3. And for instance, in this draw, like, this kind of goes to show you one of the reasons that I wanted to play Servant on turn 2. Like, I'm behind a Siphoner. Cub can be really good, obviously, because it does pressure them, but it's very, very killable. It's very, very hostage-takerable and whatnot, so that's why we're going to go with the Servant in case we do spike a Hydra or something like that. So this looks like it will work out. I don't remember if I win this game or not, but I don't think showing you will kind of get to the point and why on the draw against this kind of deck that we would want to play Servant.